between old and young, learned or unlearned, light or shadow. In the same way that a man seeing a forest does not distinguish between the campaka, the eranda, or the sala trees. When you meditate on the samgha, avoid making distinctions between fools and saints. When Mahakasyapa went forth from home, his garment was worth 100,000 gold pieces. Wishing to wear the lowly garb of a beggar, he sought for rags and tatters but found none. It is the same for the noble samgha. If one looked there for the lowliest field of merit, the donor would still be rewarded 100,000 times. What is more, the search would fail, for it cannot be found there. The samgha is a great sea, whose moral discipline is the shore. If an immoral monk were to be found there, he would end up by not being counted in the number of the monks, for the samgha is like the great ocean, which refuses the company of corpses. Hearing these words and seeing the magical pur of the sramaneras, the danapati became frightened and his hair stood on end. Joining his palms together, he said to the sramaneras, "Holy ones, I confess my sin. I am but a common man and my mind is always following after sin. I have a small doubt and would like to question you." And he spoke this stanza: "The great virtuous ones have broken through doubt and I have met them today. If I did not consult them, I would be the fool among fools." The sramaneras said, "If you wish to ask, then ask. We will swear according to what we have learned." The danapati asked, "Which is more meritorious, pure faith toward the jewel of the Buddha or pure faith toward the jewel of the samgha?" The sramaneras answered, "We see no difference between the jewel of the samgha and the jewel of the Buddha." Why? Udaya and sundarikasutta. The Buddha was begging his food one day in Sravasti. There was a brahmin from the Polotache clan who lived there. Several times the Buddha went to his home to beg alms. The brahmin had the following thought: "Why does this sramana come repeatedly as if he were a creditor?" Then the Buddha spoke these stanzas: "The seasonal rains always fall anew, the 5 grains always grow anew. The fields are cultivated always anew, the harvest is reaped always anew. One takes rebirth always anew, and one dies always anew. But since the noble dharma is realized always anew, who therefore would be born or die always anew?" Having heard these stanzas, the Brahmin thought, "The Buddha is a great saint who has completely understands my mind." Shamefully, he took the alms bowl, went back into his house, filled the bowl with excellent food and offered it to the Buddha. The Buddha did not accept it and said, "I am being given this food for having spoken a stanza. I will not eat it." The Brahmin asked, "To whom should I give this food?" The Buddha said, "I see nobody among gods and men who can digest this food. Take it and throw it on the ground somewhere where there are few plants or in the water where there are no insects." The Brahmin followed the Buddha's orders, took the food and threw it in the water where there were no insects. Immediately the water boiled. Smoke and fire came out as though red-hot iron had been plunged into it. Seeing this, the Brahmin was frightened and said, "It is extraordinary that the magical power contained in this food should be so great." He returned to the Buddha, bowed down before the Buddha's feet, confessed his sin, asked for the going forth and received the precepts. The Buddha said to him, "Good. Come." At that moment, the Brahmin's beard and hair fell off by themselves and he became a sramana. Gradually he cut through his fetters and attained the bodhi of the arhats. Daksanavibhanga Sutra. There was also Mohoki Autanmi who offered upper and lower precious robes, golden in color, to the Buddha. Knowing that the samgha could use them, the Buddha said to Gautami, "Give these upper and lower robes to the samgha." This is why we know that the gift to the Buddha jewel and the gift to the samgha jewel are equally meritorious. The danapati asked, "If the samgha can direct and receive the gifts made to the Buddha, why did the Buddha not permit the samgha to eat the food of the Brahmin Bharadvaja?" The sramaneras' essence word. It was in order to bring to light the great power of the samgha. If the brahmin had not seen that this food, put into the water, had such great magical power, he would not have known how great is the power of the samgha, but since the samgha is able to accept things offered to the Buddha, we know that the power of the samgha is great. Thus, when a master physician wants to try out a poisoned drug, he gives it first to a chicken. Then, when the kiskin has died, he swallows the poison himself, so that we know how great is the power of the master physician. Know then, O danapati, the person who loves and honors the Buddha must also love and honor the samgha. There can be no distinction, for both are equally jewels. Then, hearing these words spoken, the danapati rejoiced and said, "From today on, I, so and so, will honor with an equal mind the young and the old who have entered into the ranks of the samgha, and I will avoid making distinctions." The sramaneras said, "Since you honor the best field of merit with faith, you will before long attain bodhi." Why? The learned, the virtuous, the sages and the ecstatics all enter into the ranks of the samgha, like the 10,000 rivers flowing into the sea. Just as all the plants and the medicinal herbs grow on the snowy mountain, just as the 100 grains and all the bushes grow on the earth, so all good people are found in the ranks of the samgha. Gajrangajitra. Finally, have you not heard that one day the Buddha, appeaking to Chang, the general of the Yaksas, praised the three good disciples Anilutu, Nanti Ikea and Tche Milo? The Buddha said to Durga, "If the entire world with its gods and men thinks about these three sons of noble family with faith, it will obtain immense benefits during the long night. It seems that it would be better still to honor the samgha. For these three men did not constitute a samgha. And if the Buddha attributes such fruits to recollecting these three men, then how much more fruitful still to recollect he whole sangha with pure faith. This is why, O danapati, one should recollect the samgha with all of one's strength." A stanza says, "This group of holy people is a formidable army. It destroys King Mara, our enemy. It is our companion on the way to nirvana." Thus the sramaneras explain the holy qualities of the samgha to the danapati in many ways. Having heard them, the danapati and his entire family, great and small, saw the Four Noble Truths and attained the fruit of srotapana. This is why the samgha should be recollected wholeheartedly. 4. Recollection of the moralities. 1. The various kinds of morality. There are two kinds of morality. I. Impure morality. 2. Pure morality. Firstly, impure morality is of two kinds. I. The morality of discipline. 2. The morality connected with the meditative stabilizations. During his early practices, the yogin recollects these three kinds of morality. Having practiced all three, then he recollects only the pure morality.